Hey, Alan.
Hey, Steve. Good to be back.
Yeah, we took the entire summer off from the podcast, and I was sad not to have my weekly conversations with you and our guests, but I do feel refreshed and very much ready to tackle a new season.
So, what did you do this summer? What were some highlights?
Well, highlight for me was definitely the week-long trip to Colorado with my son, wife, and her extended family. I think in addition to the beautiful mountains and all the great food, the trip required me to spend a week away from all of my music equipment, and that forced me to actually relax, which was kind of awesome. I don't think I would have had the discipline to unwind like that if I would have stayed home.
Yeah, I know you. Agreed. We all need that sometimes. Julie and I went hiking in Scotland. Remote trails, ancient ruins, tiny towns. It's a reminder of how vast the world is and also how interconnected we all are. When you spend time in places that are shaped by events from the year 700 or 800, it gives you some optimism about getting through modern day challenges.
For sure, that is perspective. And back home for me, I arranged a ton of music this summer, mostly show choir and marching band, as usual in the summer, but also a couple of other fun projects. And I taught at a middle school jazz camp, which is a great reset button for remembering what it's like to work with the younger, newer musicians. And, well, are you ready to be shocked?
Well, like more so than finding out you allowed yourself to be away from your music stuff for a week. There's more.
I think so. So you hit me to Scott Galloway, that great author,
Mm,
entrepreneur, podcast host, and his
yep.
mantra has been AI isn't going to replace you, but someone who knows how to use AI is likely to replace you. So I have been slowly trying to get better with AI tools this summer. I know you've had quite a bit more success there.
Well, I have had some. I think the trick is thoughtful prompts, and a curated voice. And I've spent time training my AI on how I write and how I think, and it's become a huge time saver. But I will sound like a curmudgeon here. I think part of the reason why it's working for me is because I used to do my writing research the old way: card catalogs, Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature, Dissertation Abstracts International. You know that stuff, all that.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know where I'd be now using AI if I hadn't done it that way also. But anyway.
Yeah, like the person who knows how to program for computers is probably a little bit more efficient user of a computer than the person who just turns it on and
Yeah.
starts clicking.
You got to get it.
Well, and speaking of AI, I think this is a good reminder to our listeners that at the moment, truly beautiful and creative art cannot be created by AI. And so, on that subject, is there any new music you've been checking out?
Yes, Mara, my daughter, got me into singer-songwriter Jesse Wells. And Julie and I just saw Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls live. We saw Suzanne Vega earlier this year. That
Whoa,
acoustic vibe.
old
Yeah.
school. I'm glad they're all still kicking and
Well,
touring.
that's part of my point. Is like this Jesse Wells is really young, but still in that same vein, that singer-songwriter, that acoustic vibe of storytelling and melody still gets me, and I think it endures. And book wise, I finally read James, that Huckleberry Finn story told from Jim's point of view, and I could see why it's got some buzz. How about books for you?
Books for me, well, it won't surprise you, nonfiction, as usual. But so that James, the Huck Finn story from Jim's point of view, you think that's worth me breaking my normal rule that I don't really read fiction and I should give that one a shot?
I think it is. If you want others, I got three better, but anything to get you into reading fiction.
Okay. Well, so I'm reading a new book that just came out about John Lennon and Paul McCartney titled A Love Story in Songs. And it is a beautiful, beautiful book. Each chapter describes John and Paul's relationship through the lens of a different song, sometimes one that they wrote together, sometimes a song one of them wrote, or the beginning of the book is songs that they did not write but were influential to them. I recommend it highly. And that book also has been a good reminder to me that learning music and making music can look very different from how we teach it in classrooms. And it's not bad to break our own mold sometimes. John and Paul, they had no formal training and they completely changed the direction of music, even though they never learned how to read the notes on the treble clef.
The last time somebody just said to me out of the blue, the Beatles were underrated. We still don't really truly appreciate their impact was about 5 hours ago at like church coffee hour. Yeah, for sure. For me, summer also means youth leadership workshops. I've been doing them for over 25 years, but this summer was special. There was a record number of groups. It was the most intentional work that I've ever done on its emotional arc and pacing. And I am at least as excited about that work now as I was when I started doing it at age 29. And that work, plus leading my own staff, we've had some changes at Group Dynamic, and working with my corporate clients, it all keeps reminding me of the power of just pausing and being curious about things and seeing where that leads.
Being curious, yes. And that leads us to our upcoming season.
Oh, yeah. We got new guests, professors, authors, thought leaders. One guest specializes in how to help the families of your students support their learning. And of course, we'll have some more quick pro tips, many of them inspired by conversations with you, our listeners, over the summer.
So thank you for sticking with us and joining us again, or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. And season 4 is coming in hot.
And in tune.
In tune, yes. But a reminder that quote unquote in tune does not matter much if your students aren't playing or singing the correct pitches and rhythms first, Alan.
Oh, you just can't help yourself, can you?
I just hope our listeners miss me as much as you have.
Thanks for listening to Music Ed Insights.
We're supported by Group Dynamic, a leading provider of youth leadership workshops. Alan works with dozens of schools each year to help develop their leaders. Learn more at groupdynamicyouth.com.
Or you could email me at alan@groupdynamic.net. Also sponsored by the Co-College Music Education Program. They've got a website too.
Just click their link at our website or email me at shanley@coe.edu.
Also, The Normal Design, helping normal companies and people create memorable, meaningful, and professional designs and branding. More at thenormaldesign.com.
And Winterset Websites, website design and maintenance. wintersetwebsites.com.
Our Facebook page is Music Ed Insights.
Our website has program notes, links, and a one-page download of this episode's key takeaways. That's on musicedinsights.com.
You can expect a new episode most Mondays during the school year.
Get current.
Stay relevant.
Music Ed Insights.